once again to NWA Mountain State Wrestling, the flagship of the National Wrestling Alliance. My name is Dean Bibb. With me, a legend in his own mind, the outlaw rock star Stephen Hensley. Stephen, what an incredible week last week, and that's building up to even better television this week.
Well, you couldn't be more right about that, my loyal sidekick, Dean Bibb. Always right in my coattails, but you know what? You picked up a few good bullet points along the way. We've got a heck of an hour up ahead of us. Boris Dragoff, the TV champion, is going to be defending main event style against Mr. Electricity, Billy Litt. And Billy Litt, Boris has been watching you last week, and I think maybe there's a few kinks in the armor. You might want to think twice about stepping in the ring today. But you go out there, give it your all, give us a good contest. But Boris, brother, I'm going to be in the back waiting to celebrate you when all is said and done.
Also last week, major upset time, the heavyweight champion in a non-title matchup drops a decision to Eric Darkstorm. Who will the Canadian Lion be in the ring with this week, and what will their condition be when the match is over with? Deep questions right here on NWA Mountain State Wrestling. Also, we've got the War Machine teaming up with the man who saved him last week, the Lost Boy Nero. They're going to be in action against the Army of Darkness's Pitbull Bob Brown and a newcomer, Mr. Eric Adams. All this and more coming up on NWA Mountain State Wrestling, and that's right here, right now. With a Pier 6 brawl right here on NWA Mountain State as War Machine goes in the middle of this.
But look on the outside, D-Bibb.
Wow! And Lost Boy Nero is going to clear them both out with a single leg drop kick on both men and a double clothesline. Now by the man who brings the pain. And they have effectively cleared the ring of Eric Adams and Pitbull Bob Brown. Guys, this is Dean Bibb, and with me is the outlaw rock star Stephen Hensley, and this can only be NWA Mountain State Wrestling.
And look at the taunting by Nero, and oh my lord, corkscrews over the top rope, lands on Eric, lands on Bob Brown. Carnage all over the place, and Nero doing laps around the ring. Boy, is he excited.
Wow, this is a heck of a way to cap things off that started last week. Pitbull Bob Brown was facing War Machine in a one-on-one matchup when Eric Adams came out of nowhere, blindsided the man who brings the pain. And, you know, Nero, he's just looking for a brawl, so he's like, hey, I'm down, let's go. And so here you are, tag team action right here to start off NWA Mountain State Wrestling. Guys, we want to welcome our newest sponsor, the Big Dog in Country, 99.5 WJLS. To all of their listeners, we want to welcome you to the NWA Mountain State Wrestling family.
WJLS.
The Big Dog in Country. Now the Big Dog in Wrestling's trying to get back into the ring, and Eric Adams breaking him up just a little bit. Nero wants him. Nero wants him bad. A lot of great things happened last week. We had the return of the House of Styles. Jonathan Styles interview segment here on NWA Mountain State. You hear Eric Adams saying, okay, I start, you finish the job, Pitbull. So I expect Eric Adams to get it started against Nero. That's an odd pairing between the War Machine and Nero. Already rang the bell. There
you know, Dean, you say odd pairing, but look at them. They look very cohesive. It looks like there is a lot of trust. And I hate to admit it, but the team that looks the most unsure of themselves, perhaps it's Eric and Pitbull.
Well, they're the ones who have, I guess, the most to gain out of this. They picked a fight. Let's see what they intend to do with it. Collar and elbow tie-up. And Eric Adams, who handled Shane Storm very well last week, sending the much smaller Lost Boy across the ring.
forearm shot by Nero, follows it up. Going for an Irish whip into the opposite corner. Eric, though, a little bit too big, too strong, blocks it. It's going to send him off the ropes. Reversal on the Irish whip. Ducks the clothesline. Nero off. Tilt-a-whirl, but look at him.
Tilt-a-whirl DDT coming out of that mess, and here's your vertical press. Pitbull breaking it up on the smaller Nero. No tag. There wasn't a tag.
And Bob Brown plants him square center. Not the legal man, doesn't matter. 5 seconds to a DQ.
Byron Atkinson, your referee, letting things run a little easy. Brandon Ashworth. Sorry about that, Brandon Ashworth. I'm finally going to get your name right. Oh, reverse atomic drop and a kick to the chin, and War Machine's helpless on the outside, just watching things unfold. Wow.
The man obsessed with the lunar cycle, the lunar stars, the lunaticity of the situation. He might be seeing a couple of them right now.
Well, the Lost Boy Nero getting set up now for a suplex. High stalling vertical suplex. Bob Brown's got him where he wants him. Almost a brain buster.
And what a bit of hang time and a little bit of spin on the way down. That is going to disorient you.
I would say the blood hasn't reached to the top of Nero's head again. Oh, and no tag. Pitbull feigning the tag here, and here comes Eric Adams, who again debuted this last week on NWA Mountain State Wrestling. Wow, hard right hand sends the Lost Boy to the mat.
Nero not looking too good for the moment. You know, that's exactly what Eric wants to see. He's not here to make friends. He's here to win. He's here to hurt. Off the ropes. Straight shot.
Swing shot clothesline, beautiful.
Very close to enemy territory there.
Yes, War Machine almost had himself a piece of the action there. And again, catches the ref's back turned. And no tag. We got an exciting hour this week. After this matchup, we've got Shane Storm having to face the Canadian Lion, Lance Erickson, who's still smarting from his loss against Eric Darkstorm last week. Television Championship will be on the line with Boris Dragoff, your champion, defending against Billy Litt.
Darkstorm in the ring now, and he's gone right back on top of Nero. Not one moment to breathe. Sends him off the ropes. Nero bounce off, misses with a clothesline. Sunset flip by Nero. Darkstorm, though, so big, so stocky, just jumps up, leg drop, hooks the leg.
This Eric Adams is a tough hombre,
to say the least. Very, very rugged style.
He's going to grind him down, too. Look at the placement of his knee against the right side of Nero's rib cage. And you notice, as soon as he moved that knee, Nero was on the move. That'll slow him down a little bit.
Not for very long on the move, though.
Yes, not for very long.
And look at War Machine. And this is unfortunate. He cares about the match. He cares about his partner. He doesn't want him to get hurt. He sees something bad happen. He wants in there, but I mean, we gotta be honest. Time and time again, we see this in tag matches. And for a veteran to be drawn in like that, you know how much he has to care about his partner.
The abdominal stretch being applied here, and also getting a little bit of extra chutzpah. The referee's not in a position to see it.
And as always has been said, what the referee does not see does not count. Unfortunately,
you are so correct. And that's been the story of this tag team match. All right, the referee broke it up, and now Pitbull just pulverizing the exposed rib cage of Nero. And there's your very first clean tag in the match.
But did you notice Pitbull never once, not for 1 second, let go of a part of Nero's anatomy?
Exactly. He had hand contact on that boy from the get-go. And now he's got it again.
Pitbull has him tied up in that corner. Eric measures him, comes running in. A kick by Nero, though. So much heart in this kid. Follows up and a drop kick that time. Elbow to Bob Brown's head. Leaps across the ring, but he got caught. And when he got caught, he got planted face first on the way down through no attempt of Andrews. That was just an added bonus.
He flew across the heavens like Halley's Comet and crashed down like the Russian space probe a minute ago. Oh, beautifully executed back suplex.
And you know it's unfortunate. He's so quick, he's so agile, but he is a lightweight.
War Machine,
A lightweight like Nero. You're flying through that air. If somebody catches a hold of one part of your body, it's all they need to do to spike you down, and that is so much trouble.
War Machine bought him a spare second by breaking up the pin. And there's your tag.
Well, there's your speed.
There's your tag. And he's going to bring the pain on both men in the middle of the ring.
And man, do those shots look painful.
War Machine says, as long as you're going to come to me, brother, you're going to taste blood.
Well, they don't call him War Machine because he's here for a friendly sportsman-like contest. No treaties involved in wrestling. Wrestling is 100% war.
Hey, we got Nero clearing Bob Brown, and there's the
There comes the
slam.
boom. Hooks the leg.
That's it.
And War Machine and Nero walking away with the victory.
War Machine and
Buddy, they came through together as it counted, because as the War Machine was setting up Eric Adams in the ring, Nero cleared Pitbull Bob Brown all the way to the last seat in the building.
What a contest. What an absolute melee.
That was great, man. They absolutely had to fight uphill against Adams and Brown for the entire match.
You know what, though, Dean? You know what the most amazing thing is?
What?
This is our opening contest.
Boy, you said it, Stephen Hensley.
Our opening contest. We've got lots more action right here in NWA Mountain State. The home of the Outlaw Rockstar and Dean Bibb doing commentary as we know how, and the best wrestlers, not only in West Virginia, not only in the National Wrestling Alliance, but by golly, I would argue in the world. Stick with us, we got more coming at you.
Wrestling fans, the National Wrestling Alliance Mountain State Wrestling comes back to Mount Hope, West Virginia at the old Mount Hope High School for a special Sunday show, February 26th, with a 3 p.m. start time. That afternoon you will see great matches such as Dave Scott taking on Eric Darkstorm in a #1 contenders match. Jason the Gift Kincaid comes in and defends his NWA Smoky Mountain Wrestling title against the Reaper Matt Conard. War Machine will get his shot at championship gold against the Soviet star Boris Dragoff for the TV title. The Cult of Charisma will put their tag team championships up for grabs. Billy Litt and Ricky Shane taking on Zach Vincent and Drew Delight. And in the main event, NWA Mountain State Wrestling Champion Lance Erickson takes on Ace Rockwell. And right now, I have the opportunity to interview some of the great stars that you will see at that Sunday show. First up, Eric Darkstorm.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. You know, everyone saw me beat Lance Erickson 1, 2, 3. I pinned the champ, and now I got a #1 contenders match. So I've got a, is it Dave Scott?
Dave Scott.
February 26th, Mount Hope, Beckley, wherever you're at. Raleigh County, Fayette County, everyone. Come out to Mount Hope High School and watch me beat Dave Scott. Now, Dave Scott's been around a long time. I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm not going to overlook him to get back at Lance Erickson, but I already beat Lance Erickson clean, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to beat Dave Scott, and I'm going to find my way to that title, and there's 2 things you can do about that. Actually, 1, nothing.
Speaking of titles, the War Machine gets his shot against the Soviet star, Boris Dragoff, that day.
February 26th, Mount Hope. The War Machine and the War Machine Army are coming to Mount Hope, and I get my first shot at gold in NWA Mountain State. Boris Dragoff, be ready, because you will feel the pain.
And last but not least, one half of the NWA Mountain State Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Mr. Electricity, Billy Litt. Long time no see, sir. Where's Ricky Shane?
Good to see you, Ray. Ricky right now, he's at home. He's studying those videotapes. But right now, we want to talk about Mount Hope. Do you feel the wind of change in NWA Mountain State? Because I sure do. When Dean Bibb coined the phrase 110% at 220 volts, he didn't realize that the cult of charisma, Mr. Front Row Ticket Billy Litt, and Mr. Backstage Pass Ricky Shane would cause a surge of a power outage rolling rampant in NWA Mountain State. And we're here to say that finally the wind of change has brought us some competition. Billy Litt, Ricky Shane, we're here to stay. Believe Litt or not.
So on February 26th, 3 p.m., come check us out at the old Mount Hope High School, Mount Hope, West Virginia.
Mobile disc jockeys are an important part of your party. Get a good one, you have a great party. Get a bad one, suffer the consequences. Dwayne Muncie, the owner, has been doing this since 1992 and is well qualified to help you through the entire process of making your event a huge hit. Here's just a few reasons you should book us. Dependability, knowledgeable, friendly staff, user-friendly website, over 110,000 songs, will play as long as you want, and customer service is most important to us. We have all the equipment to handle any job, any size. We can even set up multiple systems at the same event. Our gear is well maintained and we always bring backups. We set up early and we love to travel. Please see our website for details. No hidden charges, no setup fees, no subcontracting. Give us a call today at 304-250-0123 or go to DwayneMuncie.com to schedule a free consultation. Don't suffer with a lousy DJ. Let Cucumber & Company help make your night downright historic.
For the past 16 years, Mark Hunt has helped hundreds of people who were injured in a car wreck. Mark Hunt and Associates help people put their lives back together after a car wreck. We get cars repaired, medical bills and lost wages paid, and get you the compensation deserved. Call Mark Hunt and Associates. We have the experience to help you when you can't help yourself. Mark Hunt and Associates, 304-344-1800, or on the web at www.markahunt.com.
Kramer Security and Investigations, an industry leader, is currently hiring for the position of security officer throughout southern West Virginia. At Kramer, quality begins and ends with our security officers. We are proud to offer a variety of shifts, competitive wages, professional training, and a great opportunity. For information, please call 304-256-0300. That's 256-0300, or apply in person at our Market Street Beckley or Walker Street Princeton locations. Kramer Security and Investigations, securing your future today. An equal opportunity employer.
Attention wrestling fans, it's Jessica Schuler here. Send us videos of you talking about your favorite NWA Mountain State wrestler or wrestlers. If we like it, we may use it in our show. And be sure to visit NWAMountainState.com for the latest NWA news.
Have you been injured by the antibiotic Levaquin? If you have either had a rupture or tear of the Achilles tendon, then you may be eligible for compensation. Call the law firm of Mark A. Hunt and Associates today, 1-800-554-1280.
This action, one forward, taking in time. First, in this corner right here, from Cincinnati, Ohio, weighing at 200 pounds, Shane Storm.
And so much for the introductions of Shane Storm. The good news is now that we know his name, we know who to look up, the contact info for, so we can bury his body after this one.
Lance Erickson field stripping Shane Storm in the middle of the ring. The man has reason to be upset because he had a non-title matchup against Eric Darkstorm last week, and Eric Darkstorm pulled the rug out from under him.
Well,
and now the champ is looking to make a statement.
Really, Dean, really, he's looking to make a statement because he's mad. Thank you for your very astute observation of the obvious. But let's go ahead and talk about what's actually happening here. We have an 11-year veteran there, Shane Storm, a guy who's been in the ring with Dusty Rhodes, a guy who has aspirations in this business, or he would have said goodbye a long time ago. But 11 years in his career, he's waited for an opportunity to compete for heavyweight gold. Unfortunately, his opportunity came up against a Canadian Lion who would like nothing more right now than to end a career to set an example.
Exactly. And let me make a point. To his credit, Shane Storm has been a tag team specialist. By his admission, he has been a tag team specialist. Now he is competing without the ability to get a breather from tagging in his partner.
To be fair about this, he's also made quite possibly the most suicidal mistake in the history of this business. He decided that he wants to go against the Mountain State Wrestling Heavyweight Champion Lance Erickson, not only when he's looking to retain his title, but when he's looking to absolutely punish, decimate, and possibly send this poor kid out to the hospital.
Let's face it, Lance Erickson is calling out Eric Darkstorm while he's burning Shane Storm in effigy. Storm gets a sunset flip, and we got a rope break. What?
Whoa, 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 no. No, no. I have got to question from the bottom of my heart that referee saw Lance Erickson's hands on that rope. That is a 5 count to break the maneuver. I do not care if it is a pinfall attempt. That was a weak call.
I'll have to agree with you. Lance Erickson.
Since when? No, let's go a step further here. He kicked Erickson's arm. When is it a referee's place to put hands on a wrestler?
Wow, Shane Storm just dumped the heavyweight champion.
Thanks to an assist by a referee, an opportunity he could not get on his own.
Lance Erickson has been on such a storm for the past several months, but he was upset last week.
You're absolutely right. He's been on a storm for the last couple of months. And the only way that Shane Storm can get an opening here is with the referee hitting his opponent. Really, be proud of yourself, Storm. Your offense was a little
Lance
short-lived.
Erickson.
I'm sorry I'm a little passionate here.
Yeah, I can tell. That's
well,
okay. I would rather have you passionate than apathetic. And we got a choke out.
Well, I am 50% Canadian. That guy is my brother by political pride, and I will be darned if I sit here and see him get screwed week in and week out by the powers that be. They're jealous and jaded because he won that heavyweight title fair and square. Oh, poor Johnny Blast. Johnny Blast was the heavyweight champion and lost it. Anytime,
Beautiful
anywhere.
Bridging Northern Lights. Beautiful bridging Northern Lights. Beautiful.
Heartbeats away from the victory. Maybe
now that you're taking a breath here.
Well, now that
blue.
Well, I'm taking a breath here. You know what else I'm waiting on? The referee to hand Shane Storm some brass knucks so he stands a shot.
Your heavyweight champion beating Shane Storm down into the corner. And Shane on perhaps instinct with a reversal and a clothesline. Another clothesline. Shane Storm's shaking off the cobwebs. And Lance Erickson now reeling and rocking in the corner.
I want to make one point here in the flurry of this offense. Have you seen what Shane Storm has repetitively done after he's thrown his punches? He's holding his midsection.
Yes. The Northern Lights suplex puts a lot of extended pressure along the rib cage because of the placement of the head of the person who throws it. He does not hook the arm around his own neck. He hooks his own neck around the opponent's arm.
That neck, that back, those ribs, they're all hurting.
You hear him calling out Darkstorm. Shane Storm is paying for a check that Eric Darkstorm
You know what else
wrote.
I saw? I think he looked at you, Dean Bibb. I think he's a little tired of your biased anti-Canadian commentary.
Oh, shut it up. He's calling out Derek Darkstorm. And Shane Storm taking an opportunity to fire back.
Well, Shane Storm's trying to do everything he can to come out on top on this one. Back elbow. Lots of momentum on that one, but he's got a long way to go if he wants to take down Lance Erickson. Back body drop. It didn't look like Shane Storm had a whole lot left, though. A lot of damage done to him already. His back, his neck, it's hurt. He got him up, but he didn't get him very high up and over.
True. Oh, and now Lance Erickson makes his point. Spine buster time, and here's your cover.
Goodbye and good night, buddy. See you later, Shane.
Winner of the match, the NWA Mountain State Wrestling Heavyweight Champion.
Dark Sword. It won't happen again, you punk. I won't take you out again. Next time, you'll get 100% of the Canadian Lion.
Canadian Lion Lance Erickson, your heavyweight champion, saying he's not holding back on Eric Darkstorm.
Oh, Canada.
Eric Darkstorm wrote a check.
Our home and native land. We produce champs. Deal with it, Dean Bibb.
Oh, thank you, Neil Young.
Outlaw Rockstar, we're going to see you after these commercial breaks.
Mobile disc jockeys are an important part of your party. Get a good one, you have a great party. Get a bad one, suffer the consequences. Dwayne Muncie, the owner, has been doing this since 1992 and is well qualified to help you through the entire process of making your event a huge hit. Here's just a few reasons you should book us. Dependability, knowledgeable, friendly staff, user-friendly website, over 110,000 songs, will play as long as you want, and customer service is most important to us. We have all the equipment to handle any job, any size. We can even set up multiple systems at the same event. Our gear is well maintained and we always bring backups. We set up early and we love to travel. Please see our website for details. No hidden charges, no setup fees, no subcontracting. Give us a call today at 304-250-0123 or go to DwayneMuncie.com to schedule a free consultation. Don't suffer with a lousy DJ. Let Cucumber & Company help make your night downright historic.
For the past 16 years, Mark Hunt has helped hundreds of people who were injured in a car wreck. Mark Hunt and Associates help people put their lives back together after a car wreck. We get cars repaired, medical bills and lost wages paid, and get you the compensation deserved. Call Mark Hunt and Associates. We have the experience to help you when you can't help yourself. Mark Hunt and Associates, 304-344-1800, or on the web at www.markahunt.com.
Kramer Security and Investigations, an industry leader, is currently hiring for the position of security officer throughout southern West Virginia. At Kramer, quality begins and ends with our security officers. We are proud to offer a variety of shifts, competitive wages, professional training, and a great opportunity. For information, please call 304-256-0300. That's 256-0300, or apply in person at our Market Street Beckley or Walker Street Princeton locations. Kramer Security and Investigations, securing your future today. An equal opportunity employer.
This is Jonathan Stiles here with the Lost Boy Nero, who says he has a few choice words for Mr. Eric Adams.
El Cocoy, you call yourself the monster? I'm the reason why you fear the dark. February 26th in Mount Hope, I challenge you to a match. And like the sun, you shall fall. The moon shall rise. And you will be with the fallen.
Eric Adams, I just have one question for you very quickly. Do you accept the challenge from the Lost Boy Nero for the match in Mount Hope on February the 26th?
Nero, the Lost Boy, 5'6", 125 pounds. Nero, Lost Boy Nero, now we know where you stand. Let's talk about where I stand. 6 foot tall, 265 pounds. You're just at the start of your career. I've been holding a legacy for 12 years in this business. For 12 years, I've traveled all over the United States, Canada, Mexico, Puerto Rico. You don't believe me? Google me. and you ought to step in the ring with me. And it's interesting, Mr. Styles, that he calls himself the Lost Boy. There's your first mistake, Nero. You're a boy. I'm not a wrestler. I'm not even a man. I am El Kukoi. I am the monster. Sasquatch, Godzilla, King Kong, Mount Hope, West Virginia, NWA Mountain State. You're just another victim, and you're the next one to be a victim.
Boris Dragoff defending the NWA Mountain State Wrestling Television Championship against one half of the tag team champs, Billy Litt. The Cult of Charisma in the house. The Army of Darkness being represented in today's main event here on NWA Mountain State.
Listen to the disrespect of all these fans here. The guy's from Russia, so they have to make him feel like he's not welcome. That's what West Virginia is all about? Is that what you want to tell me this state is all about? Somebody from somewhere else comes down here, wants to live their dreams, and these fans, they want to say, sorry, you're not welcome here. You're different than us. You're Russian. You have a different accent. You have a different outlook, and your family's across seas, and we don't care about them. Boris Dragoff's fine with that. You know why? Because he's going to take that title, make it to his own, and when he's done running roughshod over everyone here in Mountain State Wrestling, he's going to take it all the way over to Russia. He's going to rechristen it the Russian television title, and the heck with these Hicks.
Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play?
Excuse me?
Other than that, Mrs. Lincoln, how was the play?
My name isn't Mrs. Lincoln, sir. I believe that your wife's cooking is going bad again, and you're a little touched in the head, a little vomos.
Talk about touched in the head. Billy Litt does not know the meaning of quit. He's going to give the television champion a run for his money. And Billy Litt, definitely no stranger to singles gold either.
Well, if Billy Litt knew the meaning of the word quit, he would have picked some different wrestling tights.
Dragoff back in the ring now. These guys aren't afraid of each other. Dragoff doesn't fear anybody. He is as big and tough as the day is long. The Soviet superstar, definitely being a fighting champion. And the Army of Darkness, love him or hate him, you better respect him.
You know, Dean Bibb, I'm going to have to disagree with you. I know Billy Litt happens to be very scared of one thing. I came in here one day and I saw him crying in the background. And against my better judgment, I asked what was wrong, and he said, I haven't been able to find any eyeshadow.
That was very funny, although I was speaking about Boris Dragoff, the television champion.
Well, yeah, he has no fear, I'll give you that.
Nice move here by Billy Litt. And now working the arm of the television champion in your TV main event, courtesy of NWA Mountain State and some of our great sponsors such as the Big Dog in Country 99.5 WJLS, Kramer Security.
Billy Litt has the hammerlock on Dragoff, but Dragoff right over by those ropes.
Veteran know-how. Hey, I'm right here at the rope. Why should I fight my way out of this hold when I can just reach out, save energy, and grab the rope for a rope break?
Well,
that's good.
Well, Dean, you always have to keep your allies close. And out here one-on-one with Billy Litt, you don't have a tag partner. Conspicuous by his absence this week, Mike Draven. I'm sure attending to some very important matters, but if you have one tag team partner in there one-on-one, it's that rope. Trouble situation, you grab a hold of it, that tag partner is going to get you out of trouble.
Billy Litt utilizing a drop toe hold and then working the lower body and now moving over to a headlock. He was cutting off Boris's ability to get a rope break there. Smooth move. So he had to switch parts of the body that he was working on, but he's still working the Soviet superstar over. Referee Ryan says no go on the tap out. And of course it was very, very interesting last week when we were joined at ringside during Billy Litt's singles match by the Soviet superstar. And they had a brief exchange of words after that matchup. Boris was out here sizing him up. So we're going to see what he gleaned from that experience as the match progresses against Billy Litt.
Dragoff sends Litt off the ropes, but Litt holds on. And firmly, very firmly. That head didn't go anywhere. There wasn't a squeak of a way out of that.
I know it's a very common technique to try to springboard your opponent off of you into an Irish whip across the ring. Billy Litt anticipated that one. Boris Dragoff now applying the blunt of the arm to Billy's head, shifting that equilibrium and moving Billy to the corner. He went for a hard shot. Billy's going to throw some shoulders into the midsection. Here's an elbow to the side of the head, and now Billy's going up. And again, the crowd chanting USA as the Soviet superstar is getting beat down.
Do you want to know why they're chanting USA though, Dean? Because they don't know how to count to 10.
It's, you know, the fans here, it's a wonder you don't get beaten on the way to the shows. Wow. I thought Billy Litt was coming into our laps on that one, and then he got springboarded straight down by the Soviet superstar.
Soviet superstar had that one very well scouted.
That could have ended very badly, and it still didn't end good. Dragoff's going to take the action to the outside on Billy Litt right there in front of the crowd. This could be count-out time.
Well, if it's a count-out, that's going to work to Boris's advantage.
Oh, clubbing blow to the chest and a boot to the side of the head by the TV champion.
Champion's advantage dictates.
Yes.
Title doesn't change on a count-out.
That's right. National Wrestling Alliance rules. And the National Wrestling Alliance rules. Billy Litt firing back to the midsection.
Forearm to Dragoff. One more. Bounce off the ropes. Sunset flip attempt. Dragoff still seems to have a little bit of balance left on this one, but Litt gets him over, hooks the arms.
Dragoff breaks it. Oh! And there's your big Russian sickle. And tall in the middle of the ring is your television champion, Boris Dragoff.
Inside and out with Billy Litt on that one.
The champion now working the challenger over to the corner. This is your television main event. It is for your NWA Mountain State Wrestling Television Championship. Wow, Dragoff goes to the corner. Litt firing back some forearms. Irish whip. Here's your reversal by the champion.
And Dragoff up and over, but Billy Litt has scouted, misses with the clothesline, boot to the gut. And oh my Lord, Leg drop bulldog on top of the head's going to bring him down to the mat. Hooks the leg.
That's it.
And Dean, I've got to say I'm surprised. Everything that happened in that match out of nowhere.
Oh! Boris Dragoff chain whipping Billy Litt.
Well, Boris Dragoff got the win on this match, but it seems Billy Litt has rubbed him the wrong way.
Is that what you call Soviet sportsmanship?
Dean, I have no idea what's going on in the mind of the Soviet superstar. Litt took it to him this morning. Dragoff came out on top. He still has the TV belt, but something happened in that match. Something was said. Something got inside of Boris's head, and the only thing he could think at the end of it's time to hurt Billy. It's time to punish him. I gotta wonder if he was trying to cause an injury there on somebody he viewed as a legitimate contender to his belt in the future.
Hey, perhaps.
But what a fantastic morning.
NWA Mountain State Wrestling action, the flagship of the National Wrestling Alliance. We want to thank you all for tuning in and staying with us for 300 plus episodes, guys. We're going to be right back to wrap it up after this.
Billy Litt's going to need some attention.
Wrestling fans, NWA Mountain State Wrestling returns to Mount Hope, West Virginia at the old Mount Hope High School on Sunday, February 26, 3 p.m. That afternoon, you will see such great matches as Dave Scott taking on Eric Darkstorm in a #1 contenders match. Jason the Gift Kincaid puts his NWA Smoky Mountain Wrestling title on the line against the Reaper, Matt Conard. There will also be a TV title match where the Soviet star Boris Dragoff defends his title against the War Machine. In tag team action, we will see the Cult of Charisma, Billy Litt, and Ricky Shane take on Zach Vincent and Mr. D-Light. And in the main event, Lance Erickson defends his NWA Mountain State Wrestling heavyweight title against Ace Rockwell. At this time, it is my privilege to interview the Mountain State Wrestling television champion.
This is what you hold on to this title.
Yes, sir.
War Machine, you want to come into my backyard, wrestle in my ring, and you think you deserve a title shot at the Soviet star Boris Dragoff. Your nickname's GQ. I haven't seen you in any magazines, you ugly maggot. A War Machine, you have never been in the ring with me. Total destruction from bell to bell. And for you, on the 26th, I want to show you something. I had this special made for this match. For you, the party is over.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much. And of course, don't forget about that big main event. The Canadian Lion, Lance Erickson.
The Canadian Lion is back. And as you can see, I've got a brand new title that was specially made for the Canadian Lion. Ace Rockwell. Let me go a little bit further here real quick and let everybody know. We've got everybody coming in here. Not only Ace Rockwell, who is the Southern Heavyweight Champ. We've got the North American Champ, Sean Tempers, on his way in. We've also got Mr. Mid-Atlantic, Damian Wayne, coming in. Chance Prophet's wanting to come in. We've got everybody wanting to come in for a shot at this title right here. So guess what, Ace Rockwell? February 26th, right there in Mount Hope, you are the first contender for my title. Well, Mr. Rockwell, with all due respect, I'm the champ here for one reason. That is because I am the man. And you'll find out the 26th of February there in Mount Hope just what the Canadian Lion is all about, because you're just my next step towards immortality.
Fans, we'll see you there Sunday, February 26th, 3 p.m., Mount Hope, West Virginia. Ladies and gentlemen, Welcome back to the House of Styles. I am the host, the voice of tradition, Jonathan Styles, and first guest for our new interview segment, Mr. Eric Darkstorm. It's an honor to have you here, sir. I've heard lots of good things about you. I want to take a few minutes to reintroduce you to fans. First of all, can you give us a little bit of background about how your training got started here in the professional wrestling industry?
Well, to be quite frank, I started training back around late 1999, early 2000. And I started training more Tai Chi and what you would call shoot wrestling and submission wrestling. I was an amateur wrestler, and the guy that started me out training, Tyson Smith, he pretty much taught me how to take care of myself, and it just kind of transcended to where we are today.
And one of the first organizations that you were in was a local organization, the APW, around here in 2002. Any big memories from that time?
Oh, a lot of good memories, a lot of great matches. I had the honor to work with a lot of people, and the business was thriving at that time, and it was the good old days. What can I say? As far as memories go, I had a good run, cruiserweight champion. A lot of fans might remember me as Rain. I was under a mask back then. That's what I did.
Okay, and after moving on, 2 years later, you make that big jump to TNA wrestling, and after that, it was just a big roller coaster ride. OVW, ROH, Heartland Wrestling in 2005, and you also did some mixed martial arts at that time.
Yeah, I had actually tore my knee up. Still have a partial tear in my meniscus. Wrestling in HWA, and I had the pleasure to wrestle Heidenreich, Rosie. I wrestled Rick Steiner. I wrestled the Masked Superstar, Jackie Fargo, Road Warrior Animal. I had the honor to work alongside Ted DiBiase, the $1 Million Man. Then, like you said, I went on to do a little bit of MMA. I was 2-0, but it was a conflict of interest. I was helping promote shows, and they didn't want me to promote and fight. So I made more money as a promoter. So
that's what it's about, is to make that money. Let's concentrate a little bit on that. Working for Ted DiBiase, what was that like? Because you were traveling, you were the champion. Tell the fans a little bit more about that.
Well, basically, I was the PWA World Heavyweight Champion. That's where I wrestled a lot of these people: Terry Taylor, Barbarian, Buff Bagwell, all of these guys. I got the honor to wrestle all across the country and get paid to do what I love and entertain all these fans. And I'm a big wrestling fan, just as you all sitting at home watching this. So I appreciate you coming out. I'm back here not for me. I came back here for the fans, and I plan on winning whatever gold I can, and I'm gonna do it for you people. So please come out and support us. Come out to the matches.
All right, let's back it up for just a little bit if I can, sir. One of the things I want to talk about, you talked about your knee injury. Can you tell us how you got sidelined and what it was like to be stuck there for almost over a year?
Oh, man. You know, I debated if I would ever come back again. I didn't know if I'd ever walk again, right, honestly. And to this day, I still wake up and have knee problems. Probably shouldn't let everyone out there know that, because obviously that's going to be a target on me now. But I'm prepared to handle that, and I can take care of myself in and out of the ring. To be honest, the reason I came back a year later was I got the chance to work with Jake the Snake Roberts, and that was someone I grew up idolizing, and I wasn't going to pass that up. So that's pretty much what brought me back. And then, like I said, Ring of Honor called, and I did a couple shots there, and I'm just getting back in shape now and back here where I started, where all the people helped me out, and I want to return that, and I'm back here in West Virginia to help to support the community.
And now, on your way back, you're already put in the sights for the heavyweight championship against the Canadian Lion, Lance Erickson. You already have a big victory over him. And is it only a matter of time before we hear Eric Darkstorm, NWA Mountain State Wrestling Heavyweight Champion?
It's got a nice ring to it, doesn't it? I'd be honored to get that title. It's got a lot of prestige behind it. He's made it mean a lot. Whether it be against the Maestro, whoever it is, any and all comers, line them up, I'll knock them down. Anyone out here that wants to step up to the plate, step up to the big leagues. We're not a rinky-dink organization running out here. This is the real deal. This is the NWA, the longest sanctioned body in professional wrestling. And Lance Erickson's no slouch either. That's another reason I wanted to come back, because as you mentioned, in APW, me and him crossed paths, and I was just a young buck back then. Now I've kind of grown into a man, and it was a hard-fought battle that we had, and I'm still hurting from it. Honestly, I'm still hurting, and I know I've got some other dates coming up, and hopefully I can be at 100% and give him another run for his money. But I think he'll take me more seriously this time. He might have overlooked me, but I don't think that's going to be the case next time.
Well, I'll tell you what, fans, you're going to definitely want to stay tuned at either NWAMountainState.com or right here on Fox 59 each week to see Eric Darkstorm go after Lance Erickson and see if he is successful in his quest to become the NWA Mountain State Wrestling Heavyweight Champion. This is Jonathan Styles for another episode of the House of Styles. We'll see you next time.
Mobile disc jockeys are an important part of your party. Get a good one, you have a great party. Get a bad one, suffer the consequences. Dwayne Muncie, the owner, has been doing this since 1992 and is well qualified to help you through the entire process of making your event a huge hit. Here's just a few reasons you should book us. Dependability, knowledgeable, friendly staff, user-friendly website, over 110,000 songs, will play as long as you want, and customer service is most important to us. We have all the equipment to handle any job, any size. We can even set up multiple systems at the same event. Our gear is well maintained and we always bring backups. We set up early and we love to travel. Please see our website for details. No hidden charges, no setup fees, no subcontracting. Give us a call today at 304-250-0123 or go to DwayneMuncie.com to schedule a free consultation. Don't suffer with a lousy DJ. Let Cucumber & Company help make your night downright historic.
For the past 16 years, Mark Hunt has helped hundreds of people who were injured in a car wreck. Mark Hunt and Associates help people put their lives back together after a car wreck. We get cars repaired, medical bills and lost wages paid, and get you the compensation deserved. Call Mark Hunt and Associates. We have the experience to help you when you can't help yourself. Mark Hunt and Associates, 304-344-1800, or on the web at www.markahunt.com.
Kramer Security and Investigations, an industry leader, is currently hiring for the position of security officer throughout southern West Virginia. At Kramer, quality begins and ends with our security officers. We are proud to offer a variety of shifts, competitive wages, professional training, and a great opportunity. For information, please call 304-256-0300. That's 256-0300, or apply in person at our Market Street Beckley or Walker Street Princeton locations. Kramer Security and Investigations, securing your future today. An equal opportunity employer.
Attention wrestling fans, it's Jessica Schuler here. Send us videos of you talking about your favorite NWA Mountain State wrestler or wrestlers. If we like it, we may use it in our show. And be sure to visit NWAMountainState.com for the latest NWA news.
Wrestling fans, the National Wrestling Alliance Mountain State Wrestling comes back to Mount Hope, West Virginia at the old Mount Hope High School for a special Sunday show February 26th with a 3 p.m. start time. That afternoon you will see great matches such as Dave Scott taking on Eric Darkstorm in a #1 contenders match. Jason the Gift Kincaid comes in and defends his NWA Smoky Mountain Wrestling title against the Reaper Matt Conard. War Machine will get his shot at championship gold against the Soviet star Boris Dragoff for the TV title. The Cult of Charisma will put their tag team championships up for grabs. Billy Litt and Ricky Shane taking on Zach Vincent and Drew Delight. And in the main event, NWA Mountain State Wrestling Champion Lance Erickson takes on Ace Rockwell. And right now, I have the opportunity to interview some of the great stars that you will see at that Sunday show. First up, Eric Darkstorm.
How you doing?
Good, how are you?
I'm doing good. You know, everyone saw me beat Lance Erickson 1, 2, 3. I pinned the champ, and now I got a #1 contenders match. So I've got a, is it Dave Scott?
Dave Scott.
February 26th, Mount Hope, Beckley, wherever you're at. Raleigh County, Fayette County, everyone. Come out to Mount Hope High School and watch me beat Dave Scott. Now, Dave Scott's been around a long time. I'm not taking anything away from him. I'm not going to overlook him to get back at Lance Erickson, but I already beat Lance Erickson clean, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to beat Dave Scott, and I'm going to find my way to that title, and there's 2 things you can do about that. Actually, 1, nothing.
Speaking of titles, the War Machine gets his shot against the Soviet star, Boris Dragoff, that day.
February 26th, Mount Hope. The War Machine and the War Machine Army are coming to Mount Hope, and I get my first shot at gold in NWA Mountain State. Boris Dragoff, be ready, because you will feel the pain.
And last but not least, one half of the NWA Mountain State Wrestling Tag Team Champions, Mr. Electricity, Billy Litt. Long time no see, sir. Where's Ricky Shane?
Good to see you. Ricky right now, he's at home. He's studying those videotapes. But right now, we want to talk about Mount Hope. Do you feel the wind of change in NWA Mountain State? Because I sure do. When Dean Bibb coined the phrase 110% at 220 volts, he didn't realize that the cult of charisma, Mr. Front Row Ticket Billy Litt, and Mr. Backstage Pass Ricky Shane would cause a surge of a power outage rolling rampant in NWA Mountain State. And we're here to say that finally the wind of change has brought us some competition. Billy Litt, Ricky Shane, we're here to stay. Believe Litt or not.
So on February 26th, 3 p.m., come check us out at the old Mount Hope High School, Mount Hope, West Virginia.
We promised you excitement at the top of the hour, and we delivered again on NWA Mountain State Wrestling. Your friend, the Soviet superstar, Boris Dragoff, delivered a defeat to Billy Litt. I'm sure we haven't seen them tangling in the ring for the last time.
I would like you to refer to him as my comrade.
Comrade,
We
yes.
have a bond. The Russian people love me.
Oh, okay.
Outlaw Russia. Outlaw Russia.
You're also pretty popular in Canada, where Lance Erickson took out his frustrations on Shane Storm today.
Outlaw Canada.
And let's see who else you're 50% of, as the War Machine and Nero had their hands busy with Pitbull Bob Brown and Eric Adams. I'm telling you, this was a very exciting hour, and next week's going to be even better as we grow. Guys, keep your eyes open for the NWA North American Heavyweight Champion, the Temptation Sean Tempers. Keep your eyes open for the Southwest Champion, Ace Rockwell. You never know who's coming in, because NWA Mountain State is growing. We are the flagship of the National Wrestling Alliance. Our locker room is premier talent, and we bring it to you every week on NWAMountainState.com. and right here on Fox West Virginia. Guys, thank you very much for tuning in. My name is Dean Bibb, the Outlaw Rockstar.
I'm out.
See you next week.